at Uber. This is Morgan Stanley posturing. They don't want. They kind of want to say it's hopping. Look, what does Morgan Stanley want to do? They want to open at a price that big accounts say, you know what? I'll average up and buy. Use the green shoe to try to use this allotment to try to keep retail from blowing this thing up to 100. David, the drivers are being hurt by the price of gasoline going up 5.9%.
Yeah, well, and there were a number of them were on strike yesterday.
But, a lot of them got stopped.
We're going to have plenty of time to talk about the long-term prospects for Uber, but I haven't really heard you sort of weigh in yet on what your expectations are. This is a company that's going to lose money for years to come.
Down. It's losing.
And that has lost money for its entire history and has raised more money than any company, I think, ever prior to going public.
Look, there's a lot of convertible money going around where I believe that you could easily short stock if you're not careful against the convert. David, I think the stock's worth $50, but you know what? Who cares? That's what, do I care?
You think it's worth $50? I mean, it's 50. The bulls are focused on 20% EBITDA margins down the road, and you get a $20 billion revenue number in 4 or 5 years.
I don't know
and
if
then
they can raise
you got $5 billion in EBITDA, you throw a multiple on that, and it's growing still. But I don't know. They have yet to prove they can make money.
Right. This is not some of these companies that have come public, they actually have prospects, but they're selling at 30 to Zoom. Zoom is not such a great company. I prefer Cisco to Zoom.
Okay.
But Cisco sells at a very low multiple. Zoom sells at a high one. David, but the public, anybody who's taken Uber may be tempted to buy Uber. And that's what I think Morgan Stanley's most worried about.
Well, if anybody bought Lyft, are they going to be tempted to buy Uber?
No, they have to sell their Lyft in order to be able to fund.
Lyft is up today after another
really?
poor day yesterday following earnings, and just concern about.
I guess they've sold enough.
About their cash burn, just how much money they're going through.
Well, didn't people know that these companies were losing tremendous amounts? What were they thinking? They thought that they were incubating and going to come out with a lot of money? No, they wouldn't even come public if they're making a lot of money.
This doesn't set a great stage for Uber. I mean, we said all along that Uber was very focused on Lyft in terms of wanting it to be successful in the marketplace because it would ultimately help its valuation. It's gone the other way.
Well, but David, how many times did I come on this show and say this is going to be a horrendous week, the Uber week? Over and over again. I said everybody has to raise capital to participate in Uber. I think you'll be able to short Uber by using derivatives. The whole thing coming at the same time as the 12:01 Cinderella deadline.
Yeah.
With Cinderella not being there, David, this is fraud. But then we'll get through it. It'll be a bright, sunshiny day when we're finished with this. Just put on your Buffett hat with getting 8% from Vicky Howell. Wow. Put on your Buffett hat, and he's going to say, hey, listen, what's the difference? Now, of course, if you're as rich like he is, it really doesn't matter. But you can wait, sit on your hands, let them take the market down, and then buy high-quality stocks. How is that wrong? How is that wrong? I told you over and over again to raise money because this was going to be a horrendo week. It's a horrendo week. We didn't know about the Panama City Doctrine. Don't you like that?
It's not a great week for those who own stocks, but it's not horrendous. I mean, so far, I don't know. What's horrendous? What are we down for the week?
Well, not that much. President will put the people, he'll introduce he'll stop it when he feels that Boeing's down enough.
Well, Boeing is down again today, but it was up 1.3%.
You know how he feels about Boeing? He says, listen, you got a lot of orders all over the place. You keep saying that. Forget it. I'm not helping you. Caterpillar. He said, come on, but Caterpillar's only 5% China. The president doesn't want you to do business in China. When are people going to understand that? He's okay with Nike because Nike's supported by the Ministry of Sport, which sounds like something from Orwell. And Ministry of Sport.
It does.
Hey,
totally
how about the Ministry of, I don't know,
the Ministry
phony
of Truth,
media?
Yeah.
But then, David, and Starbucks is not going to be hurt by the Luckin deal. They're spending like $7 per cup of coffee to build their business. Lots of luck. So, David, it's not a great time.
Of course, we keep watching the Dow, even though...
Well, the president watches the Dow. He's not interested in the S&P. If he's interested in the S&P, it would be a whole different formulation.
Well, I am. The S&P, though, is down almost exactly the same amount as the Dow.
What is the weakest market in the world right now?
0.94%.
The Chinese auto market. And too many companies, including 3M, are huge in the Chinese auto market. Illinois Toolworks, which hasn't been hurt at all.
Before, I want to just come back to Uber and then move on. In the sense of their ability to make money has been impinged to a certain extent by all the competitors who are raising money from their largest investor, SoftBank.
How about
Masa goes around giving money to everybody, which enables them to compete more fiercely against Uber in various markets.
They're making money.
Yes, the Vision Fund has done well. In fact, so well that They are now talking, and he said this during their earnings.
We
can take a look at SoftBank.
I'd like to see some tape.
I'll give you some tape, too. But Masa-san did discuss the possibility of, or even the likelihood of, raising another vision fund. This is something I did ask him about when he and I sat down
vision.
back at, when was that? End of March, I think. Take a listen.
There are lots of interest that I am receiving that they would like to invest into our next investments.
You think you could do it again? Raise
course.
another $100 billion fund?
I wouldn't say what is the size, but I'm getting a lot of inbound call that they would like to come into our new investor, into us.
Can you imagine if he succeeds in doing that, Jim? The amount of capital that then will be available to all of these companies that have yet to go public that will allow them to continue to lose money for extended periods of time?
Well, one of the things that's great is that you always hear from these entrepreneurs that if they'd only let me lose some money so I can dominate like Jeff Bezos. So, I mean, there is only one Jeff Bezos. We should break up Amazon.
Amazon,
this breakup
not part
call.
of Mr. Hughes' discussion.
David, for a long time, all we cared about was that foreign companies were killing us. So then we suddenly have these fabulous companies that are really dominant, and now we have to worry that our own dominant companies are killing us? Shouldn't we be proud?
Yeah, but you know what?
Pride?
Antitrust law worked pretty darn well in this country for a long time.
Oil?
Also, it did.
It's not Standard Oil where you can't get gasoline from anybody else. Break up Standard Oil. I don't think TR would break up Facebook.
You have no idea what TR would do.
I read a lot about it.
I'm sure you have.